Today we're going to be reading Hot Wheels Let's Race 5-Minute Stories. These are the stories that are included. Alright, let's get to it. An Ultimate Racers, based on the episode A Wheel Good Time. It was another awesome day in Hot Wheels City, the city that never breaks. Coop drove his favorite car, the GT Scorcher, in the race of the century. He hit a ramp, soared through the air, and crossed the finish line as the crowd went wild. Coop jumped out of the GT Scorcher with a huge smile. "I did it! I'm Camp Champ!" Suddenly, his dad's voice broke through his imagination. "Coop, you're daydreaming again." In reality, Coop and his dad were entering the ultimate garage racing camp. "I hope I have what it takes to be a real Hot Wheels racer," Coop said. "If anyone does, it's you, Coop," his dad said with a smile. "If you ever have doubts, just remember, a Hot Wheels racer always says, 'Challenge accepted.'" Coop joined the other kids as a shiny green car. The twin mill skidded to a stop. Out top dashed Wheeler, leader of the Ultimate Garage. She welcomed all 6 kids to camp. Spark, Mac, Brights, Axel, Sidecar, and Coop. "You 6 were chosen because you have what it takes to be the next generation of Hot Wheels racers," Dash told them. "We're gonna race Hot Wheels cars, build amazing tracks with the track builder, and learn what it means to be a Hot Wheels racer," Dash explained. "The one who gets the most points will be Camp Champ." "Behold, the wonders of the Ultimate Garage," Dash exclaimed. "Take it away, Squeakers." A little red robot lit up a wall in the lab, revealing rows and rows of Hot Wheels cars. The campers gasped in amazement. Coop was in complete awe. "It's every car in Hot Wheels City." "It sure is," Dash said. "It's not called the Ultimate Garage for nothing." "Every car has a special power. You'll use these racing gloves to choose one and complete the challenge. Now go check out the cars," Dash instructed. The kids looked at all the cars, but there was only one that Coop had ever dreamed of driving. "The GT Scorcher," Coop exclaimed. "If anyone's driving the GT Scorcher first, it's gonna be me." Axel ran towards the car. "I don't think so, Axel." Coop tried to beat him to it when Coop accidentally knocked into a tire that Squeakers was rotating. The tire rolled across the Hot Wheels lab and out the open window. "Oh no," Coop cried. Spark, Coop, and Mac stood at the window and watched as the tire destroyed downtown. "I'm sure that happens all the time," Mac said, trying to make Coop feel better. "Breaking news," said a reporter on TV. "A tire has been launched into Hot Wheels City for the very first time." "Don't worry, dude," Mac told Coop. "You probably won't get in trouble. Whoever caused this chaos is going to be in big trouble," TV reporter concluded. "Oh no!" Axel and Sidecar laughed at Coop. "I need to stop that tire before it wrecks the whole city," Coop wailed. "I'll stay here and work the track builder," Brights added. Axel snickered. "And when you fail, Sidecar and I can laugh in your face." "We gotta put the pedal to the metal," Coop told Spark and Mac. "Hot Wheels racers, let's get that tire." Everyone cheered. Challenge accepted. They got in their Hot Wheels cars. Coop chose the GT Scorcher, Spark chose the Roger Dodger, and Mac chose the Baja Jump Truck. It was time to catch that tire. Coop, Spark, and Mac were blasted by the turbo launcher onto the orange track skyways. The GT Scorcher had been much easier to drive than Coop's daydream. After a while, the trio felt like they would never catch that tire. Spark had an idea. She called Brights back at the lab and asked her to use the track builder to help. Brights could change the shape of the tracks, making it easier for the racers to go catch the tire. "Track builder, go," she said. "There it is, Squeakers," Brights said, seeing the tire on screen. She turned dials and pushed levers, guiding it to her friends. "We did it, Squeakers." Brights gave him a fist bump. Then she spoke into the comms. One runaway tire headed your way. "Keep your eyes open," Coop said to Spark and Mac. "Bright should be getting that tire to us any second." "There it is," Coop said as it spun into view. "Now's our chance. Let's catch that tire Hot Wheel style." Mac used the Baja Jump Truck to slam the wheel in one direction. Then Spark used the Roger Dodger to bump it in another direction, like passing a soccer ball. "Coop, one runaway wheel coming your way," Spark shouted. The tire rolled ahead of Coop on the tracks. I got it now." He almost had it when the track ahead of Coop started to vanish. "Brights," he cried into the comms. "Part of the track is missing." Oh no, what was happening? Back at the lab, Axel was messing with the track builder, flipping switches and yanking levers. "Axel, you're ruining the track," Brights told him. "Coop's gonna fall." "Looks like your time at camp is officially stalled out, Coop," Axel said into the comms. Coop wasn't going to make it. "There must be something we can do," Spark cried. They had tried everything, going fast in their cars, using the track builder, and coming together with the power of friendship. Wait, power! Coop remembered Dash saying that every car has a special power. "Okay, GT Scorcher, let's see what you got." Coop smiled as he put the pedal to the metal. The GT Scorcher's tires squealed as it rocketed forward, the flame shooting out of the back. Then it hit a ramp and began to soar over the gap in the tracks like in Coop's daydream. Yeah, he screamed in delight. Super speed boost, activate. Go Hot Wheels! The GT Scorcher continued to fly. Getting some big air, Coop closed in on the wild tire. It wouldn't get away this time. He landed on the other side of the gap and blocked the tire from escaping. Everyone applauded Coop's smooth racing moves. Except for Axel, of course. Coop spun the GT Scorcher sideways and slammed the brakes hard. The stray tire slid towards him and came to a full stop at last. I did it, Coop exclaimed, and he knew he hadn't done it alone. Back at the Ultimate Garage, Coop explained what had happened. Dash, please don't blame Mac and Spark, he pleaded. I knocked the Twin Mills tire off. If anyone deserves to be kicked out of camp, it's me. Who said anything about being kicked out? Dash asked. You made a mistake and you fixed it. Smart move choosing the GT Scorcher, Dash told Coop. You picked a car fast enough to catch that wacky wheel. The key was to never give up, Coop declared. Plus, Mac chimed in. He had help from his super awesome new friends. I'm glad to hear it, Dash. Because we're just getting started. She eyed the campers slyly. Who's ready to race? Woohoo! The campers howled. Challenge accepted. Our next story is The Haunted Car, based on the episode Scream Machines. Night fell over Hot Wheels City as the first day of camp was coming to an end. Coop and his new friends were training to become Hot Wheels racers. Dash Wheeler, the leader of the camp, led the kids to the Ultimate Garage. Coop walked in single file with Mac, Axel, Sidecar, Brights, and Spark. I hope you all enjoyed your first day at camp, Dash said. But it's time you crashed. Into bed, that is. The bedroom had car-themed bunk beds, arcade games, and a refrigerator filled with snacks. This is where we'll sleep, Coop exclaimed. Sleep, chill, try a 60-degree front flip before breakfast, whatever you want, Dash said with a smile. Squeakers, a little red robot who looked like a toolbox, rolled over to Dash. He was beeping an alarm. Wait, Squeakers, are you sure? Dash whispered. It was the Bone Shaker? Dash overheard her and grinned with excitement. Then Dash hurried from the room, following Squeakers. I can't wait to do all that cool camp stuff, Coop said from his bed. Racing, making s'mores, racing, and telling scary stories. If you want to hear a scary story, I know one, Bright said. She held a flashlight up to her face. Years ago, Brights began, there was a car named the Bone Shaker. Everyone thought it would win the Hot Wheels 500, but before the Bone Shaker crossed the finish line, it lost power and the race. When the Bone Shaker couldn't be fixed, it was sent to the junkyard. Then, bam! Brights yelled. A lightning bolt struck the car and it became alive. Now it roams Hot Wheels City seeking the trophy it thinks it should have won, and the Bone Shaker won't stop till it gets it, Bright said. You can tell it's coming by its rattling revving, its groaning honk, and its smoky exhaust fumes. If you see those, drive away, Bright smiled. The end. That was fun, Bright, Spark said, but a car coming to life, it's scientifically impossible. Someone's never seen Christine. Anyway, unlike Spark, Brights thought the story was true, especially since she heard Dash and Squeakers talking about it. The Bone Shaker is here, Bright said. Suddenly, a spooky sound came from the other room. It was a rattling revving. Was that the Bone Shaker? The Hot Wheels lamp was dark as the campers crept through it. The sound was most likely the wind, Spark explained, or a branch scraping on the window, or the actual Bone Shaker, Brights cut in. Spark found the source of the rattling, an old AC unit. See, no haunted car, and that's when they heard a groaning honk. That's definitely it, Sidecar cried, jumping into Axel's arms. Nope, Spark said. It's Max standing on a car horn. Whoops, Max said. Tossing the steering wheel aside, it hit a red button on the wall, which sent a pillar shooting up from the ground. On top of the pillar was a shiny gold trophy. That's the Hot Wheels 500 trophy, Axel said smugly. My dad's already won it. Twice. And it's the trophy the Bone Shaker was going to win, Brights exclaimed. Let's head back to bed, Brights told the others. I want to be well rested for tomorrow. That's when a smoky cloud of fumes appeared, followed by a groaning honk. The real Bone Shaker was trying to ram itself through the door. Maybe we could use the legend to stop it? Sparks said. Brights, how did the story go again? The Bone Shaker lost the Hot Wheels 500, Brights repeated. Now it seeks the trophy. That's it, Sparks said. If we redo the race and the Bone Shaker wins the trophy, it'll leave us alone. They had to try it. Challenge accepted. Soon, each camper picked out a vehicle. To drive and launched onto the tracks. Okay, Spark said Spark said from inside the roller toaster. We gotta get the Bone Shaker to race us back to the garage, where I'll grab the trophy and give it to the Bone Shaker at the finish line, Bright said. And once it thinks it's won the race, it'll finally stop haunting Hot Wheels City. Spark turned her attention to the Bone Shaker and asked it, "Want a race?" Smoky exhaust fume curled around the Bone Shaker and it charged. Time to put the pedal to the metal. The Ultimate Racer sped around the tracks, but the Bone Shaker was fast and able to keep up. It was starting to close in on the roller toaster. Keep it up, Coop said through the comms of the power surge. We gotta give Brights time to get the trophy. How's it coming, Brights? Spark spoke into the comms with the Bone Shaker hot on her tail. We'll be at the finish line soon. Back at the garage, Brights was having a hard time reaching the trophy. Meanwhile, the racers let the Bone Shaker pass by so it could be in first place. If all went according to plan, it would head straight for the finish line and into the garage, where they could give it the trophy. But Bright still couldn't reach the trophy. The Baja jump truck wasn't jumping high enough. We're not gonna make it, she cried into the comms. The Bone Shaker barreled into the garage. It was almost at the finish line. Spark had an idea on how to hit the trophy. Toast attack, activate, she commanded her car. Go Hot Wheels! The roller toaster burst forward. 2 slices of toast shot out the top and knocked the trophy down just as the Bone Shaker was crossing the finish line. The trophy landed right on top of it. Spark got out of her car and walked towards the Bone Shaker. She still couldn't believe it was real. The trophy was nestled safely on the seat inside the Bone Shaker. Slowly, the Bone Shaker's smoky exhaust fumes began to fade away, and it grew quiet. Its days of haunting Hot Wheels City were finally over. We did it, cried the campers in unison. We chose the best cars for the challenge, and the Bone Shaker got the trophy, Coop celebrated. Just then, Dash and Squeakers entered the lab. Is that the Bone Shaker? Dash asked. The Bone Shaker is alive, just like the legend says, Spark explained. Spark, the car isn't alive, Dash said. That story inspired me to make this self-driving Bone Shaker. The car's engine hummed back to life like a regular car, one not haunted. You were right, Spark, Brights said quietly. She had wanted to believe the legend was true. But without the legend, Dash wouldn't have made this awesome self-driving Bone Shaker, Spark replied. That's 100% right, Dash said. Science is only possible with imagination. You both get a flame badge, Dash exclaimed to Spark and Brights. Campers earn badges for winning daily challenges or demonstrating a Hot Wheels value. Whoever racked up the most badges by the end of camp would win the title of Camp Champ. I created the Bone Shaker to help you sharpen your racing skills, Dash said, taking the trophy from inside the car, and it looks like it did the trick. Then Dash explained that if the campers ever wanted to win a trophy, they would need a good night's rest for their first camp challenge the next day. Okay, Spark agreed, but only after Brights tells us another scary story. Brights laughed. I got one about croc rods that live in a Hot Wheels City sewer. As she told her tale, the campers headed back to bed. Instead of nightmares about scary stories, they dreamed about the cars they would drive next and becoming real Hot Wheels racers one day. Our next story is Fast Food, Fast Cars, based on the episode Really Fast Food. Today, the Ultimate Garage campers are excited to receive their first ever daily camp challenge. Dash Wheeler, leader of the Ultimate Garage, announced that it would be a food delivery challenge. Dash gathered the campers around the track builder where virtual race cars appeared. First, you'll choose a fast foodie to race and pick up your order, Dash explained to them, but before you can grab your grub, you must do a totally tasty trick, and once you nab your nibbles, zoom on over to the finish line to win. Coop, Spark, Mac, Brights, Axel, and Sidecar wanted to learn the skills needed to win to the next Camp Champ Grand Prix race. This food delivery challenge was a perfect way to start learning. Challenge accepted, the campers cheered in unison. Whoever won would be a step closer to becoming a real Hot Wheels racer one day. Each racer chose the car they felt would be best for the challenge. Then the turbo launcher moved the roller toaster, Buns of Steel, Cardicea, Carbinator, Donut Drifter, and Street Wiener out of the Hot Wheels lab and onto the starting line outside. Remember, Dash told the racers, this is a skill challenge, and today's skill is communication. You all need to be driving to different places, so you'll need to talk to one another to avoid any drive-through disasters. Now let's go! She waved the flag, marking the start of the race. Zoom! The cars were going as fast as, well, fast food. Each car was on its way to pick up food from a different restaurant. My location is at the park, Spark told Brights through the comms of the roller toaster, and I'm heading downtown, Brights replied from inside the Cardicea. Cardicea. Basically a pun on quesadilla. Anyway, meanwhile, Sidecar was racing the Carbinator to the pizza joint, while Mac was headed to grab burgers and the Buns of Steel. Coop was ready to make a turn when Axel sped directly in his way. Get out of my lane, Axel shouted from inside the Donut Drifter. Their cars bumped into each other and then, squish splat! The Street Wiener and the Donut Drifter collided in an ooey-gooey mess. These two cars needed to get unstuck and fast. Sidecar already grabbed his soda pop in the carbonator and was headed to the finish line. Spark picked up her sandwiches to go in the roller toaster. Her competition was going to be toast. Coop and Axel still couldn't break free from one another. Not even the Donut Drifter's spin action could help them. Downtown, Brights dodged this way and that, in order to grab her tacos in the cityscape, and headed to the finish line. Back on the tracks, Coop had an idea. I know how we can get unstuck, Coop hollered to Axel, using the frosting as a bungee cord as the street runner drove off the tracks. But instead of snapping at the bottom and letting Coop go, the frosting yanked him back up. Nothing's working, and everyone but Mac had already picked up their deliveries, Coop cried. Coop looked over the tracks and gasped. They're all headed for the finish line. Oh man, I really wanted to win this first daily challenge, Axel groaned. While they sat there, Coop and Axel had their first real talk and found out they had a lot in common. Both wanted to prove they were great racers. This gave Coop an idea. Coop and Axel nodded to each other, then hit their gas pedals at the same time. Their cars rocketed forward together. Picking up speed for that jump, Axel said to the comms. Matching you, Coop replied, pressing harder on the gas pedal. Aim for the spoon in the ice cream shop, Axel said. We can use it as a launcher and get my donut. Just as planned, they bounced back into the donut. Just as planned, they bounced into the donut. Woohoo, Coop yelled. Talk about a sweet victory. Yes, Axel yelled. Now let's get your hot dogs. They did a donut spin on the tracks and were suddenly hit with flying hot dog buns, Axel shouted. It's all good. The street wieners got this. Stay close, Coop said. Their cars continued to move as one, dodging the falling food. Go to the right, Coop instructed, and then they moved right to avoid another hot dog bun. Left, Axel said next, and they moved left to avoid another one. Their plan was working. Finally, Coop scooped up his hot dogs. I just got the hot dogs with my Hot Wheels. Now Coop and Axel sped ahead to rejoin the other racers. Which car would reach the finish line first? Come on, Coop, we can do this, Axel said, but they'd never win if their cars couldn't get around the other racers, unless they could go over the other racers. With the street wiener spatula power, I'm gonna flip us in the first place, Coop told Axel. Barbecue, backflip, activate! Go Hot Wheels, he and Axel cheered together. The Donut Drifter flipped into the sky. Whoa! Coop and Axel screamed. Whoa! The other racers gazed up at them in awe. Before their wheels touched back down, the frosting holding them together pulled apart. The Street Wiener and Donut Drifter crossed the finish line together. We did it! Coop and Axel celebrated. Looks like our first daily camp challenge has 2 winners, Dash announced. And because you communicated so well, you each get a flame badge. New flame badges appeared for Coop and Axel on the leaderboard. Coop and Axel gave each other a big high five. Time for an epic lunch party. Wait, did I miss a page? I feel like I missed a page. Hold on. No, I didn't. Okay. Time for an epic lunch party, Dash announced. Food trucks arrived and everyone smiled. All this racing had really worked up an appetite. No, I didn't miss a page. Okay. You can have first dibs on food, co-winner, Coop told Axel. No, you go. You did the grill move, Axel said. No, really, I insist, Coop said. No, I insist, Axel argued. Will those two ever get along? Sidecar asked. Brights and Spark. The probability is low, Spark answered. Sometimes things may not look like they go together, but they actually do, Brights said. Mac put a hot dog into a donut and took a bite. You're so right, Brights. Putting these two things together is delicious. Our next story is Attack of the Octopus, based on the episode Car Wash Catastrophe. Also, I love this picture. It's a beautiful morning here in Hot Wheels City, said the TV reporter. Nothing can ruin this grand opening of the Hot Wheels Ultimate Car Wash. He froze in terror. Except a giant rampaging octopus, the TV reporter screamed. The beast climbed a building, then swung off the side to the orange track skyways. It was getting closer and closer to the new car wash. On the back of the giant octopus stood a scientist in a white lab coat, Professor Rearview. This is fun, he cackled. Fun for me, scary for you. Meanwhile, at the Ultimate Garage Racing Camp, Spark was showing off her new invention to Coop, Mac, Brights, Sidecar, and Axel. Even Dash Wheeler, leader of the Ultimate Garage, looked on in curiosity. Ever get thirsty on a long race? Spark asked. My new dashboard water shooter can solve that. First she angled the hose when suddenly water sprayed out everywhere. Sorry, Dash, Spark yelped. Looks like some adjustments are in order. Don't worry, Spark, Dash said with a supportive smile. Every failure means you're one step closer to success. Keep trying. Just then, Squeakers, Dash's robot, burst into the room. Beeping. Something was wrong. Did Squeakers just say there's a giant octopus in Hot Wheels City? Brights asked. The campers gathered around the track butter, which showed a virtual city map. We have to do something to save the city, Coop said. The campers were on it. Challenge accepted. The racers chose their cars and hit the orange track skyways. Professor Rearview cackled. I'm destroying Hot Wheels City and all the cars in it. Let's use the octopus tentacles against itself, Spark said into the comms of the shark bite. Maybe we could get it tangled up like a pretzel. The campers headed for the octopus, but it blasted them back. Well, that didn't work, Axel said from inside the Baja jump truck. Like Dash said, every failure means we're one step closer to success, Spark reminded them. Let's try racing at the octopus from different directions. The campers raced circles around the giant sea creature. Yes, we're confusing it, hollered Coop. Whoa! Suddenly, the octopus picked up the rocket fire. With Coop inside, then it scooped up Mac in the roller toaster and sidecar the mountain mauler. Don't worry, Spark said. This is why we all race in different directions. If some cars get caught, we still have a chance to stop the octopus. Suddenly, a tentacle grabs Spark, then Brights. Luckily, there was one racer left to stop the octopus, but not for long. The octopus plucked up the Baja jump truck off the tracks. Ugh, you need a breath mint, Axel shouted. The octopus dropped Axel's car directly in its mouth, swallowing it whole. Just then, the octopus' stomach started to rumble. Then, it let out a loud burp and spit up Axel. The Baja jump truck was covered in gloppy octopus goo. The campers raced over to Axel. Nothing beats getting burped up by a giant sea monster, Axel joked. I know Dash thinks we can do this, but all we've done is fail, Sidecar said sadly. Failing doesn't mean quitting, Spark said hopefully. It means trying even harder. Yeah, Coop said. The way we win is to try, fail, and repeat until we get it right. We need a new plan fast, Axel added. I've got one, said Spark. Follow me. She led them into the car wash. When they came out, they were all covered in soapy suds. Now that we're slippery, the octopus can't grab us, Spark said. These kids don't quit, Professor Rearview grumbled. Put an end to this, octopus. The octopus tried, but the sudsy car slid right through its grip. Now it was time for the campers to tie the octopus into knots. They drove around it in tight circles. Before long, the octopus was twisted up. I'm losing, aren't I? Professor Rearview said sadly. Now it's time to send this supersized sea creature back where it belongs. Spark was ready to use her car's special power to defeat the octopus. The shark bite rocketed back towards the car wash. Mega Crunch activate! Mega Crunch activate! Go Hot Wheels! Spark cried. Spark used the shark bite's special ability to bite through a water hose. A powerful jet of water blasted the octopus and Professor Rearview. Professor Rearview and the sea creature flew into the distance. I'll be back, Rearview shouted angrily. Epic aim, Spark, Max said. Thanks, Mac. That hose was like a bigger version of my dashboard water shooter, Spark said. This time I got the angle right. Back at the ultimate garage, Dash congratulated the campers. I'm so proud that you never gave up protecting the city, Spark smiled. We just had to try, fail, learn, and repeat until we succeeded. Exactly, Dash said, and trying until you succeeded is why you earned a flame badge, Dash told Spark. A flame badge appeared... Yeah, and the flame badge appeared next to Spark's face on the leaderboard. The camper with the most badges by the end of camp would earn the title of Camp Champ. Spark's friends cheered for her. Wait, did I skip? Oh my god, I think I skipped a page. Wait, did I skip? No, I didn't skip a page. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, we're good. You all did amazing out there today. But I do see one problem, Dash said with a sly smile. I think you need another trip to the car wash. Soon the racers looked shiny as new. As they sped back to the garage, they couldn't help but wonder if that was the last they'd ever see of that pesky professor. Our final story, I think... Yeah, our final story is Fangs for the Pizza. Training to become Hot Wheels racers at the ultimate garage racing camp really worked up an appetite. Coop's, Bright, Spark, and Mac munched on pizza. Hey, Uncle Larry, Bright said. Got any more yummy pizza? Of course, kiddo, Uncle Larry replied. There's always extra for my favorite niece and her friends. Uncle Larry's phone rang. Famous original Uncle Larry's Pizza, he said in a merry voice. We deliver in 30 minutes or less, or your pizza's free. But the person who called wasn't a typical customer. It was none other than Professor Rearview, the camper shouted in shock. Their evil arch-nemesis appeared on screen, cackling. Yes, it is. I, the guy who wants to destroy Hot Wheels City, but also wants to order some pizza. 500 pizzas to be exact. I can't deliver an order that big in under 30 minutes, Uncle Larry said to the kids, and giving away all those pizzas will put me out of business. Brights took the phone. 500 pizzas it is, she told Professor Rearview. But the ultimate garage racers can do it in 5 minutes. Deal, the evil scientist said. Bring them to the Handor tunnel. See you in 5 minutes, or less. Could the racers really do it? You sure you kids ain't Biting off more than you can chew? Uncle Larry asked. We won't let you down, Bright's promised. Besides, the campers had beat Rearview once before. This is going to be a piece of cake, or rather, a piece of pizza pie. Time to deliver 500 pizzas in 5 minutes, Bright told her friends. Challenge accepted, they all said in unison. The campers geared up, picked up their cars, and hopped in. Uncle Larry loaded up each car with pizzas and said, now step on it. The racers sped off in the GT Scorcher, Tricera truck, Solid Muscle, and Tooligan. See the clocks on our dashboard? Spark asked her friends through the comms in the Tricera truck. We have to complete the delivery before they count down to 0. Suddenly, Professor Rearview appeared on screen. 0? Ha! That's how much money I'll have when That's how much money I'll have to pay when you kids deliver the pizzas late. Don't count on it, Coop told him. Rearview uttered a wicked laugh. My traps will slow you down. Up ahead, Brights warned her friends. Giant mouse traps. No problem, Coop said. Use the cheese as a ramp. So you squeak past those, Rearview said in a huff. My giant bear traps will stop you. The campers gasped, but their smooth driving skills allowed them to miss the bear traps altogether. Ha! Barely a scratch, said Coop. We have 1 minute to go, Bright said. We can do this. No, you can't, Rearview shouted. Behold my final roadblock, ice traps. The racers braced themselves to spin out of control. Luckily, nothing was on the tracks except for tiny puddles. Oh man, they melted, whined Rearview. His plans were foiled. At last, they entered Rearview's secret lair with the pizza still piping hot. We made it with 10 seconds left, Brights exclaimed with glee. Your plan to drive my Uncle Larry out of business failed. Drive him out of business? Asked Rearview. I don't want to do that. I love Uncle Larry's pizza. And why did you lay all those traps for us? Coop asked. I wanted the pizzas for free, Rearview stated. Feeding a giant cobra isn't cheap. Giant cobra? Spark asked. Ah! Spark yelled. My giant cobra loves Uncle Larry's pizza, Rearview shared. The big snake gobbled up one pizza after the next. Now that the cobra is fed, it has the strength to destroy every vehicle in this car-loving city, starting with yours. Then Rearview commanded his snake to strike. Peel out, Brights cried, and they zoomed back through the tunnel. The racers were fast, but the cobra was gaining on them. How do we stop this thing? Max shouted. You can't, Rearview said from the comms. With its giant jaws and car-crushing power, this cobra is fantastic. Meanwhile, Axel and Sidecar were at the ice cream shop when they saw the commotion. They were glad they weren't part of that disaster. Yes, we're pulling ahead, Coop said to the GT Scorcher's comms. If my Cobra can't destroy your cars, I'll destroy some others first, Rearview said. Hot Wheel City will soon be No Wheel City. The Cobra is crushing all the cars, Coop shouted. Spark gasped, and I've just realized we never got the money for the pizzas. Now the city is going to be destroyed, and the pizza shop will have to close, said Bright. We really did bite off more than we can chew. At the word chew, Bright's eyes lit up. I have a great idea, Bright announced. Then she sped the Tricera truck towards the snake. Hey, Cobra, instead of chewing on some cars, how about some nice, delicious pizza, she yelled. That's right, Bright said as it headed toward her. This way. Then she put the pedal to the metal. Bright led the Cobra straight for Uncle Larry's pizza shop. When the Cobra saw the huge pizza sign on the roof, its eyes went wide. Great idea, Bright, Spark told her. The Cobra thinks the sign is a real pizza. The Cobra bit the sign, but it wouldn't come loose. It's like you said, Uncle Larry, Bright said. Don't bite off more than you can chew, and that includes this Cobra. She gripped her steering wheel and used her car's special power. Tricera truck, activate, she boomed. Go Hot Wheels! The Tricera truck rocketed into the sky with flames blasting out the back. Then Bright slammed down onto the roof of the pizza shop, making the sign come loose and fall. Right into the Cobra's mouth. The snake hissed angrily as it rolled away. Meanwhile, Axel and Sidecar were just about to dig into their ice creams. So glad we completely avoided that giant Cobra, Sidecar told Axel. Then Axel screamed. The giant Cobra was coming toward them. They dove aside to get out of its way. You may have defeated my giant Cobra, but I'll never be captured because my location is top secret, Rearview told the racers. Dude, you literally had us deliver pizzas there, Mac pointed out. Huh, oh yeah, I did, Rearview realized. Maybe I was the one who bit off more than I could chew, he admitted. Then he followed his giant Cobra out of the city. Back at the Ultimate Garage, the campers celebrated their victory with fresh pizza. What about the money for the pizza, Uncle Larry asked sadly. And my sign. I think I can help with that, called Dash Wheeler as she rolled up in her shiny green twin mill. She said that the Ultimate Garage was happy to pay for all the pizzas and a brand new sign. Uncle Larry smiled. That's amazing, thank you. As for you, Bright, Dash said, a Hot Wheels racer always displays courage. You showed that by stopping the Cobra, which is why you get a flame badge. On the leaderboard, Bright received a shiny new flame badge next to her image. Bright grinned with pride. Sounds like we've got one more reason to celebrate, Uncle Larry said. Who's up for a pizza party? Bright giggled. Let's just be sure to bite off only what we can chew. Alright, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to y'all later.